Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to LJ's Spurs chat. You'll have to excuse me today, Spurs fans, because I'm a lightweight. I don't really drink a lot, and I'm still recovering from Wednesday night's escapades. What a night. I'm shattered for the last 3 days. Now I know why I don't drink, but fuck it. How often does that come around? I mean, the last time we won was in 1984. I was only about 10, so I can't really remember much of the after party or if there was a parade. But that was, I'm actually lost for words. Whether you went or just watched from home, that Spurs parade would have given any Spurs fans goosebumps. For all the haters that say the Spurs are not a big club, then they've got to take a look at how many fans took to the streets yesterday to welcome home their heroes with the Europa League trophy. They're estimating 200,000, and that number's going up, who line the streets of N17. What a magnificent spectacle that was. The noise at times was deafening, people watching from rooftops, climbing up lampposts. The high road was like a tsunami of lily white and blue. Thousands upon thousands of flags. It really was a spectacular sight. Some of the players, and even Big Ange, looked shocked to me at the turnout of fans. Different generations, young and old, coming out to celebrate. I bet Daniel Levy was wishing that he'd made that new stadium 100,000 capacity now, because they could feel it, couldn't they? Big Ange, of course, had to put out another statement to put himself under pressure. He said, all the best television series, season 3 is always better than season 2. Whether he'll be given that chance remains to be seen, but surely it'd be cruel to sack a manager who's done what so many managers before him have tried and failed to do by bringing home a trophy. I'll openly admit, and if you've been watching my channel for a while now, I've been Ange out for a while, but I do think he deserves another crack at it. Let's just call it credit in the bank, eh? Bringing a trophy home, you can't sack a manager. The league season has been a disaster, to put it lightly, but with up to 14 players out due to injuries, that is a valid reason. It's not an excuse. And in 46 years of supporting Spurs, I've never witnessed an injury crisis like it. And now that Ange has admitted that over the Christmas period, or just after the Christmas period, he basically give up on the league to concentrate on winning a cup. Again, that's a reason, isn't it? You know what I mean? And he was proved right. So I think Levy should go out and back him now. Getting some proven world-class, experienced players to help this young squad. Will Levy do it? History says no. But I think it's time to gamble now. Yeah, he's spent money, isn't he? But giving a manager 100 million and saying go and get 5 or 6 players isn't the answer. He's got to give whoever the manager is, hopefully Big Ange, he's got to give them like 200 million saying, look, that's for free. World-class players who can come straight into the first 11. The club's got all the foundations to be a top club. Now it's time to start acting like it, in my opinion. And winning this cup and also gaining entrance into the Champions League, this is the time to do it. Also, keeping players like Romero and Porro will be fundamental, I think, in keeping or trying to push this club on. And hopefully rumours of them two going will be quashed now. I see Romero put on his Twitter, he might have been pissed, but he put on his Twitter, I love this club. And surely players like Romero and Porro who do want to win things, I mean, Romero is a born winner, surely you might as well just stay, even if it's for another season, and hopefully be part of this, what this club can do. Moving on now. For next season or the summer or whatever, an overhaul investigation regarding the medical department has got to be a priority. Whether the injuries were down to the manager's methods or system or just negligence from the medical team, answers need to be done, and I think they need to be done quickly. In terms of recruitment, I'll just quickly go through a few things that I think we need, because I don't think we're that far away. Yeah, recruitment next season, number 6 is needed. Despite Bendecour's form, which has been very good lately, and towards the end of the season. Palhinha has been mentioned, you know, the one that used to play for Fulham, but at 29, can't see Daniel Levy going for him. The name that excites me most and at 26 is the perfect age for me, is Atlanta's Ederson. The Brazilian defensive midfielder is strong, known for his work rate and has the ability to carry the ball forward, which would be perfect in my opinion. Don't know how much he'd cost, but I think you can't play Benton Court all the time. I think you've got, with the Champions League and Premier League, hopefully we'll go for the Premier League next year. You're going to have 2 players in that position, minimum, I should imagine. Next, obviously, I think all of us agree on the wingers. Despite being the top scorer, Johnson doesn't attack his fullback enough, does he? And the club legend, as he's openly admitted himself, Sonny, is unfortunately on the way down. Whether we want to admit it or not, Spurs fans, it's not being cruel after the celebrations, it is fact. He doesn't take his fullback on as much as what he used to. So the obvious one for me is Eze from Palace. He's the name on everyone's lips at the moment, and rumours suggest he wants to come to North London, but would Daniel Levy pay the 68 million quid? And apparently Palace want that up front, not in instalments, which is something I don't like. I don't think Levy, come see, I'm not with it. Levy wants to do. But Eze is a game changer. In 33 games this season, his stats are 8 goals and 8 assists. No disrespect to Palace, they've had a good season, won a cup, but he could double those figures at Spurs. And as soon as you come to Spurs, you know you're going to enhance your England opportunities. As soon as Solanke came over, then he got called up for England. Another striker is needed desperately, I think. Solanke's run himself into the ground. And despite his tremendous efforts and excellent hold-up play, he needs to have rest. And probably will never be the striker that will get you 25, 30 goals in a season. We're being heavily linked with that Jonathan David, 25 years old, currently at French side Lille. Is he the answer? 32 games, 16 goals and 5 assists in French league is decent, but it's a gamble, as we all know what the French league is like, and we all know we've had a lot of flops from France. Yes, he's available on a free, so everyone says, look, he's free. It never works out free. He's going to want a massive signing on fee, and I'd imagine he'd want really good wages as well. But there isn't many decent strikers about, is there? I don't think Harry's going to come back. But yeah, this summer is massive for Daniel Levy and the club. Big decisions, but correct decisions, I think, have got to be made. The fact that Paratici is set to return does fuel my optimism, because the recruitment under him was previously really good. After the celebrations had died down, player departures is going to be quite a difficult one for Ange. 2 players I think will leave are Bissouma and Richarlison. That's just 2 off the top of my head. Like, Bissouma was outstanding in the final. I think that's the best game I've ever seen him in a Spurs shirt. And I think that player was the player that we saw on Wednesday night, the player we all thought we was getting from Brighton. But he's too inconsistent, isn't he? And at 29, Spurs will probably look to try and make a bit of dough with him. But Richarlison, for all his efforts and shithousery, which I love, it's just like Romero, I love shithousery. He seems to be made of Weetabix. He can't stay fit for a prolonged amount of time. Strong rumours that Everton want him back, and he'd be happy to go back to Everton. So that's a possibility. Let me know what you think, Spurs fans. On to tomorrow. Brighton in the last home game of the season. Who really gives a shit? Ange will probably have to choose players who are, or if they're in a fit state. Are there any players that are in a fit state to actually play a game tomorrow? Johnson, Porro and Manners looked particularly hammered. So maybe it's a chance to give a few of the young players a run out. I don't think Brighton needs to win, do they? I don't think Brighton really are. So it might be the typical end of season game. Like I think the last end of season game that was both relaxed was the 5-4 against Leicester, wasn't it? I think it might be like that tomorrow. It'll be a part of the atmosphere, so let's hope it's a decent game. Like I said, gives the youngsters a go. The result don't matter. And who gives a shit? We're champions of Europe. We know we are. That's about it. I just thought I'd give a quick video. It has sunk in today for me, because it didn't sink in for a couple of days, probably because I was in such a mess. But the future looks bright for Spurs. I hope he keeps Ange to give him 10, 15 games. I'll hold my hands up and say that I wanted Ange out, as I said previous, but Can't knock a manager after doing that. So we move on to tomorrow and more celebrations. Come on, you Spurs.